Hello everyone, welcome to DigiBytes in another interesting session on Sunday. So this week again we have Raghav with us and we are going to talk about an interesting topic which is ChatGPT. This is one of the most trending application which is getting exponentially downloaded by the users and even other Adani Group, which is a very big business house, is talking about this. So something that is going crazy in the market. Let's understand what are its application and why people are crazy about it. So over to you, Raghav.
Thank you, Vaibhav. First of all, I would like to tell what is GPT stands for. So chat, of course, is like a chat bot, right? GPT
Yeah.
stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer. So AI, we have heard about artificial intelligence, and it's been there for the last 5-10 years at least, right? There are multiple forms of AI. The form of AI with chat GPT basically follows is called generative AI. I don't know if you have ever heard about. I'll try to compare this with something else first, and then we'll give. So, if you heard about AI can draw pictures,
You're
right?
right.
Because somebody has trained a model which can generate pictures. Similarly, ChatGPT is an application which is trained on a natural language model where it has read a lot of books, articles, magazines, where OpenAI, the company who has made ChatGPT, has trained this AI model, ChatGPT model, to give you answers when you ask them a question. So that is what is ChatGPT in a nutshell. I can talk about it more, but it was you are right actually. It just started in November 2022 when they started opening it to the public, and their servers were pulled down very fast. And now it's close to almost, it had about $1 billion investment from Microsoft, and they are already thinking to go premium. So whenever you ask some questions, probably you might have to pay. That is also coming up very soon. So that is what is Chat GPT.
So as a normal person, if I want to utilize ChatGPT, how it can be useful for me, and in which areas I can utilize it?
Very good question. Let's say you are somebody in India, you are trying to learn English. Let's start with that, right? You'll say that, hey, I'm trying to write a letter to my you're applying for a sick leave, right? And let's say if there are still some situations where you have to write a leave letter. I don't think so there is any, but let's say, assuming so. uh, hey chat gpt, can you give me some samples of leave letter? But you can specifically say that I have to tell my boss that I have not well on a so and so day. Can you give me some text? So that can generate you some text. um, you're an Excel data analytics person. You'll say that I have cell A1 to cell B2. I want to do a count of these all cells on Excel. Can you please give me the calculation for it? It can do that. I am a data engineer. I want to know what are the top three most used technologies in right now in the market, according to you. Google can also tell, but Google can give you a transcript written by somebody as a highlight, and then you go inside the link. But ChatGPT gives you an answer like a human is talking to you. That is the difference.
So if in other words, I would say ChatGPT is kind of a digital assistant to me who could answer all my queries, considering if I'm asking the right questions.
It is a digital assistant. You're absolutely right. It is a digital assistant. Correct. And
Uh,
OpenAI's response. So, what was a chatbot? When you go onto this telephone companies, let's say you want to see that chatbot coming at the right at the bottom. You say, what is my bill? You say, hello Raghav, welcome today. Your bill is 593 rupees, $20, whatever it is, right? And I'll say, then you will get two links to it. Pay my bill, something like that. Then you click on pay my bill and it goes. Let's say that is what chatbot. It is This is all pre-trained text by somebody, that if Raghav asks a question which has pay in it, you show this, something like that, right? Um, Chat GPT follows something called unsupervised learning. It's not a
Okay.
supervised. So chatbots basically mostly are supervised. If they ask this question, answer this, right? Chat GPT is unsupervised. It learns every time. So whenever you put some text, it goes and see contextually if somebody has asked that question, and it has built a model by itself where it can give you the answer, right? Again, somebody asks a similar question, and if somebody likes that answer, so it builds that likability model and probably gives that answer. But if somebody did not like it, it will not give that answer. It might give a different answer. So point is, like, if you might ask the same question with few different words, you'll get a different answer. Whereas
So,
in a regular standard chatbot, you'll always get the same answer.
so if I talk about its technical implementation, so is it like hosted on some cloud servers, or how it actually works, and what kind of cost is involved in developing such an application?
It's a huge. So the bigger part of the, so let's say you have like 100 books, right? If I'm trying to make it easy on a smaller scale, and we can increase it, you have 100 books. We take all the text of 100 books, maybe 100 MB,
Right.
200 MB of storage, right? Every book is 5 MB. Let's say 100 books, 500 MB, 500 MB of storage. But you go reading 100 books takes how much time? Probably 5 years.
Mm, right.
Example, if you read 20, right? So ChatGPT going and reading all those books at a single snap of time, finding out the answer and give it to you, that compute power is a lot more uh, expensive. So every time somebody asks a question, it going and getting the answer is the most biggest challenge. Yes, it is hosted on Azure, and that is the reason Microsoft has invested a lot in it, about $1 billion, about 2 3 years back, or around, it was formed around 2015. Even Elon Musk was involved in it. And Microsoft has just announced recently that it's going to invest multi-billion-dollar investment in that. They are trying to integrate ChatGPT into Azure and with their other services. They are trying to integrate ChatGPT with uh, Microsoft Azure, and I think they want to integrate it with Bing also. So there's a competition for Google coming in. We have already heard that Google also has a similar ChatGPT kind of a natural model, which Sundar Pichai recently showed off last year in his this one. But I think it's still not out yet. Yeah, it
So,
is. Yeah. Big computing
so
power.
So, in other words, I would say, if you have watched a movie from Rajnikant where a robot, AI-based robot, was there, who was just putting the hand on the books, and it was just grabbing the entire books in minutes. So it's something like that ChatGPT is doing. It's grabbing the knowledge from wherever it can get and trying to answer our queries on the go with a big infrastructure at the back end to support it.
Exactly how Rajnikant did it is ChatGPT doing. You're right.
And if we talk about its future application, so do you think every business in future will be customizing Chat GPT for their chatbots or on their web portals, platforms to handle their customers? So entire AI-based network to handle their customer care.
Yes, exactly. So customer care, I completely agree. Let's say if somebody is buying a car, right? Today they have to go understand the car from multiple different areas. So you can start building that training model there, and your car website can put everything all about cars. And whenever somebody is asking about, everybody might have questions when buying a car, right? So whatever questions they have right there, ChatGPT kind of applications would expose an API, right? What is the best car? How can I compare Tata to Mahindra? How can I, certain models, example I'm taking, I don't want to take any specific model, I want to compare Mercedes to BMW, let's say. And ChatGPT kind of application spits out natural answers, like a human is talking to you, like an advice, right? Yeah, it might have problems because students might start cheating, right?
Yeah.
So that has some negative implications too. But see the positive aspect of it. Students might learn more too. So if there is proper system in place and proper policies in place, I think it can be really powerful. I mean, you keep it only to the business, not into the educational sector yet. uh, I don't know, I'm not a policy maker, but you have to be very careful
Yeah.
about the area.
Specific.
Yeah,
Yeah.
anything can happen. Yeah, you're right.
So I think it's one of the most powerful tools that has came into the market and can be a market controller, but at the same time, it should have certain limitations or restrictions to overcome the challenge of misuse of that particular application in various fields, as you gave the example of education.
Correct.
So going into further detail, like uh, is this application give you the answers biased or unbiased? So how it make those decision making at the back end to give you the right answers here?
In one word, definitely, I would say there would be some bias, but which Chat GPT, um, I would not. I would say OpenAI CEO Sam Altman also told. I've seen other CEOs also talking about it, but this is something which everybody knows, right? And they are trying to build an unsupervised learning model, which is unbiased. But when they really started building it into it, they feeded information to it, right? So there is some bias, obviously. There is some good bias and bad bias. Let's talk about good bias, right? There should not be any negative influence words. Let's say we should not talk about death, or I don't want to take any other words, but there should not be any bad content in it. Uh, there is something which the application should avoid, right? If it avoids, it is good for the society. There is some good bias. There is some unknown bias, I would say. We don't know what kind of bias it is. Pretty sure OpenAI and those companies know about it and they're working on it. Yes, the answers would be biased, but there is some good in and some bad part of it. The bad is because it's just in November it's released. I would say unknown. Let's see for another 6 months. For now, I am personally planning to write a article using ChatGPT. Let's see how that comes out. I want to
That
see. I want to write an article which says written by AI, prompted by me. It will be on my
that's
LinkedIn probably in the next 2 3 weeks. So I'm just giving content because I have a data digital blog. So I'm giving content and it's spitting out answers to me. It's okay. So I'm trying to change my questions a little bit to give the right answers. So let's see how that
that.
goes. Yeah.
And if I want to conclude this session, I would specifically say a very powerful, handy tool in the market and can be utilized in various sectors, considering you are utilizing it in a right manner and you are asking the right questions. You need to handle with care.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely got good and bad, but at the end of the day, we are actually a digital blog, digital blogging or a vlogging channel. I would say there are good parts of it. Try to utilize them. Learn generative AI. There are 450 plus startups which are being um, in this area. Lot of applications which can be learned. There's a lot of AI applications. If you want, there is a lot of jobs what you can create out of this. I would say learn this topic. It's definitely going to be betterment of the society is going to happen. So learn for this. But otherwise, thank you so much.
Thank you, Raghav, for explaining this in detail and audience for watching this video. And if you have any queries, you can write us on the comment section or even can write us on the email mentioned in the description. And thank you for watching and keep subscribing us.
Thank
Thank you.
you. Take care.